If you're looking for an interesting and simple way to analyze the NAS100 market, then you are in the right place. In this video, I'm going to make some updates to this market. I did a full breakdown and analysis on this market last week. If you want to check that out, go ahead and find that video on this channel. In this video, we're going to update our entries, our exits, and our profit target zones. So let's just go ahead and hop right into the charts. If you don't know who I am LaKiesha. And if you've learned anything from this video, go ahead and let me know in the comment section below, because I love to hear when you all are actually learning things, and it gives me motivation to continue to make these videos. So go ahead and let me know. So right now, we're just going to clean up this chart a little bit, and we're going to adjust our lines a bit. But before we do that completely, I want to point out the fact that last week we did have a little bit of a fake out where price looked like it was going to continue down. Have you ever thought that you had to sit in front of charts all day in order to make money from the markets? Well, in this How to Trade with a Full-Time Job kit, I'm going to show you how to master trading in just 1 hour per day without sacrificing your job. You're going to get the strategies that I personally use in order to be able to make time in order to trade and learn and do whatever else I need to do inside of my life. So in this 31 video digital program, you're going to learn some strategies that I've used that you can confidently replicate in your own life in order to be able to trade the markets. And then I'm going to show you how to not get fired for trading and use some ethical ways in order to shine at work and build the skill. Because like you, I'm working full time and I also want to get promoted. So I'm going to show you a whole bunch of other things as well. So that way I can get the promotion, I could get trading and make money from the markets. So if you want this, go ahead and check this out. And then in order to enhance your trading experience, then you could go ahead and check out this 4-video module where I show you my most profitable candlestick patterns that I use currently inside of the market. And it's only 47 bucks. So go ahead and add this to your cart and I will see you there. This went to the upside and it popped up a lot of points at its highest, about 530 roughly points inside of this market. So that could have been a really nice trade if you decided to follow that upside analysis, especially after price broke out of this consolidation zone that I drew. So we're going to update all of that. But before we get into that, I'm going to do a quick recap of what we drew last week and go through and adjust these levels. So I'm just going to stay here on the H1 time frame. These candles will be a little bit hard to see because I have to squeeze all of this data inside of this screen. But let me save my work before I get started. But we started off marking off the highest high inside of this market, roughly at 22,143. And then the next level that we drew was at 21,839. And then the next level that we drew was here at 21,634. And then we did draw somewhat of a minor level right here at 21,539, mainly because, let's go ahead and zoom in here. Mainly because we had some price action within here and I wanted to line up this level with this area where price made this huge sell-off right here. These are really big and large candles. So I wanted to make sure that I had a key level or at least a minor level in this situation marked off right here where that sell-off began, because before that there was somewhat of a sell-off from this level, but it just consolidated and then it really took off to the downside from this 21,539 level. So I wanted to mark that off inside of the market. So we have that level right there. And then the next key level that we have is around 21,200 and let's just say 20, mainly because we have all of these, we had these resistances here. Actually, this didn't exist, but over here we did have some price action within here that was giving us the sense that this was a resistance on this side of the line, a resistance on this side of the line, and then a support on this side of the line. So I wanted to mark that off. And then I did mark off some other levels at 20,900 and let's just say 50, mainly for the same reason. We had some price action in the zone and we just wanted to make sure that we had the right support levels. And one of the other things that I saw inside of this market when I was marking this up was right here. This is a resistance coupled with a support. So that let me know that this level needed to be drawn and I need to represent it on the chart. So that's why I did. And this is a minor level here, the skinnier level. And then this is a strong key level right here at 20,600 and let's just say 50. And that was mainly due to the support right here. And then we also had support here. We eventually had price do some sort of fake out and then continue with the bullish momentum that we talked about earlier. So we did draw this other level at 20,444. And if we scoot to the left, we can see why we drew that level. It was mainly because of these supports within here. We basically, it looks like price rejected this level perfectly. Then this level was, then this candle went through it. Obviously this line didn't exist when these candles were forming, but basically I wanted to find the line of best fit. So that's why at this support, it's matching up. We have a support here, even though there's a gap. And then we have this candle stopping perfectly right there. So that's why I wanted to draw that level. That was kind of an optional level, but it was a level that I wanted to have represented on my chart. And obviously you don't have to put that on your chart if you don't want to. I like to have really clean charts. So I drew this other level right here. We have a support here and a support here. That's really easy to see right there. So that level is at 20,300 and let's say 25. So now that we've gone through all of the levels that were drawn and why they were drawn last week, let's go ahead and update our game plan for trading. When I look at the price action that has taken place, so pretty much from this point, from this point here all the way onto here, price was in consolidation, broke out to the upside. Okay, cool. So what can price potentially do for this upcoming week? So one of the things that I see is right here. I'm going to make this a minor level because we have our key level right here. Let me make this bigger as well because it's a little hard to see. Okay, cool. So we have this resistance here. So I definitely want to mark off this resistance. So I want to also make sure that I have enough range between this point and this point. So this is about 97 points. For me, that's not enough. If it is enough for you, go ahead and mark it off. But I see a potential buy situation, continued buys above here. And let me put that back basically from here to here. Okay, that's about 100 points. And then I also see, let me get my arrow. I also see price potentially coming down here, consolidating, and then pushing up to here. So this is another buy idea right here. So let me do this here. And then mark this off and see what kind of range we're working with. This is roughly 200 points. Definitely a really good range. And then what I see is an opportunity for a potential short, a short-term short, especially since this whole area right here is looking like it wants to push up. And actually, I'm going to change that. I'm going to make my short down here just to be a little bit safe because I was looking at this. We have a nice support here, and we also have this lower high that was formed. If we look at simple market structure, let's go here. We have this, it's kind of like an equal high, but we made a higher low, and then we made a higher high, higher low right in here, and then we made a higher high here. So since this is following very simple market structure, I want to make sure that price does not go below here. And if it does, specifically, I would be waiting for price to go below this level because the space between this support level and this is roughly 56 points, and that's a really small zone for me. So by waiting for price to break and close below here, which is 20,900 and let's say 45, then that to me feels safer versus trying to do a short-term short between here and roughly this level right here. Let me draw a minor level here so I can emphasize this. Okay, great. Between here and here. And then you see the space between here and here is basically nothing, at least nothing for me. So I would be more interested in shorts below here, giving us a nice range for here. But one thing to pay attention to, at least I would be looking for, is potential bounce here. And we can see that again over here. Well, we did have a little bit of a bounce, but it ended up breaking through and then coming back. So Here we formed pretty much a double bottom and price continued to push up. So this is basically my game plan for the upcoming week, mostly bullish on this particular market, but obviously the market has a mind of its own and it can do whatever it wants, whenever it wants, and the market is always right, no matter how many lines we draw on our charts. So if you found this helpful, go ahead and let me know in the comments section, and I'll see you in the next video.